sunshines. Would you like a spot of tea? So, Ulta's been the topic of a little bit of controversy lately because one Twitter user and former Ulta employee has accused them of selling used makeup. And as a former Ulta manager and also someone who has managed at Sephora and Bare Minerals and spent over 12 years working in cosmetics, I just want to say, wait. You think it's just Ulta? But before I get into that, make sure and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you guys never miss a thing. So this controversy came out early last month, and while I definitely have something to add to the conversation, I wasn't sure if I should. Like, maybe I should just stay in my lane, show you guys how to put on eyeliner. But after putting some thought into it, I haven't worked for Ulta for about a year, and I want to make sure that you guys have all the information you need to make informed decisions about your purchases. And to be honest, when it comes to this topic, it's 100% a safety concern. When you've worked in cosmetics for as long as I did, you see your fair share of people with pink eye. So, if you guys aren't already caught up, this hoopla all began on January 9th when Twitter user FatinaMXO started a thread calling out Ulta Beauty for reselling used makeup that was brought in store. She said she was even instructed by managers to clean used items with a Q-tip to try and make them look like new. This included things like stick foundations and liquid lipsticks. And then she was supposed to put them back on the floor to sell to customers. So this tweet obviously went insanely viral. And before long, other employees were chiming in, confirming her story. Though there are plenty of people that accused her of just being a disgruntled employee mad at Ulta trying to get back at them for who knows what. Now, Ulta shortly responded both on Twitter and in a tweet to People magazine saying, "The health and safety of our guests is a top priority for Ulta Beauty, and we take these matters very seriously. Ulta Beauty's practices do not allow the resale of any items that have been opened and or used. The actions described appear to be inconsistent with our business practices, and we are currently looking into this matter." So, both sides have weighed in. People have varying opinions on this matter. And I will now share with you my personal experiences. Now, I would like to preface this by saying that overall, I really enjoyed my time working for Ulta. It was a company with vast career opportunities, and the store and district I was at when I left, I had a really high opinion of. I left to pursue this, and because my husband's job was pulling us elsewhere, so I have no personal beef with Ulta at all. Now for the dirty dirt. So, when I first started working there, the particular area that I was in, and I won't be naming specifics because the leadership there has changed and the people that are over those stores now are awesome. But when I started, there were some very disgusting business practices that I was made aware of that trickled down from crappy managers at another store. And they were absolutely doing at least some of the things that FatinaMXO called out in her tweets. So while I don't think it was necessarily as extreme of a case, it was definitely going on. Now, to be fair to Ulta, this is absolutely against their policy. In fact, the manager that I suspect was probably the root cause of most of this bad behavior that I witnessed wasn't there much longer. But here's the thing nobody's talking about, because the employees that are calling out Ulta weren't in management. Managers are basically graded on the amount of product that is lost due to returns. And it is very heavily encouraged that that amount be kept under a certain percentage. Now, the intention of this is to make sure that employees are checking to see that things are indeed used and not just destroying en masse everything that comes back in the door. which is an attempt to cut down on loss and waste, and I totally get that. The problem is that in the hands of lazy managers that just want to take a shortcut to good numbers and a raise come review time, this is obviously being abused. And you guys, here's the thing. It's not just Ulta. This kind of stuff and these kinds of policies occur at Sephora, makeup boutiques, and virtually anywhere that cosmetics and other personal care items are sold and potentially returned. I've seen it. And while none of these companies allow this, retail as a whole is rampant with lazy managers who will cut corners at the expense of their guests, who make bad decisions like this, which ultimately hurt not only themselves, because this always comes back to bite you, but also the customers and the companies that they work for. So it's very real, it's very gross, and it's not just Ulta. So what can you do to protect yourself and make sure that the cosmetics that you buy are clean and safe? Check the products for yourself before you leave the store. Or preferably, if there's an associate helping you, ask them to check the products for you. They should be more than happy to oblige. Some of the things that you want to look for include: look at the overall condition of the packaging. Now, sometimes boxes do just get a little crushed in shipment, and those products are probably fine. But if the little flaps where you open the boxes are bent or dirty, it could be a sign that someone has used it, or even that somebody's opened it and messed with it in store. Which is why I said, if you have an associate helping you, preferably let them open the products and check them, because they are more likely to be able to do it without damaging the products, which I'm sure the stores would appreciate. Most eyeshadow palettes and some other powders are gonna have like a little thin layer of, it's almost like cellophane on top if they're brand new. A lot of times cream and stick products have little plastic caps on top of them, and a lot of times pump bottles will have little stoppers over the little squirty piece where the product comes out. Now, not all brands do these all the time for all products, so one of the best ways to know if something's not right is to compare a couple of different items on the shelf. If one's missing cello or a stopper or something like that, then you know not to get that one. Now, as awful as all of this is, try to keep in mind that the actual occurrences of this happening are pretty rare. While it does happen, most managers and most employees do genuinely care about the safety of their customers. And if they don't care about that, they at least care about not getting fired for bringing a stupid lawsuit down on their company's heads because they gave somebody pink eye. And especially with the recent heat that this issue has caused, I would wager that most companies are probably cracking down on this behavior like never before. So, the bottom line is shop smart, don't be afraid to check things with your own eyeballs, and don't be afraid to ask for a different product if the packaging on one looks sketch. And please be nice to the retail employees. Most of them really do care, and they get abused a lot. So I want your all's weigh in on this whole situation. What do you guys think is the best course of action companies can take to protect their customers? Let me know down in the comments, like this video if you liked it, and make sure and subscribe so that way you guys never miss any of the videos coming out for you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And feel free to share if you know of anybody that could use a little tea in their day today, I guess. All right.